something which runs counter to everything Mayweather's done for the past 7 years. If it really happens, when it happens, he lives up to the promise he'll fight twice within 4.5 months after having fought just 5 times in the preceding 65 months. And he takes on the opponent most fans and many reporters identify as his biggest threat at the time when that opponent may be at his peak of effectiveness. It's a stunning jolt of electricity for Mayweather's career at age 36. And here now to help us put it all into perspective.
And here now to help me hate on Floyd Mayweather is Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated. E-King Fight News, what up, guys? Jim Lampley, if you want to know how biased this guy is, check out Dante's Boxing Nation or Dante 562. He did a great series on the biasness of HBO's coverage of Floyd Mayweather's career, along with Larry Merchant. Well, apparently Jim Lampley just can't get over the fact that Floyd Mayweather has completely stepped up in class. He's taking on an opponent that everybody wanted him to fight, and now it's on. We have a really serious fight. Upon all opinions, it's a consensus that this is the biggest fight since Mayweather versus De La Hoya. And, there's really nothing to hate on, but of course Jim Lampley knows how to nitpick. So let's see what he has to say.
Is Sports Illustrated boxing writer Chris Mannix. Chris, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You've heard me express my firm expectation that this wouldn't happen, and that wasn't really an exclusive expectation. A lot of people shared it. What prompted the plunge?
I think it's pretty simple to explain, Jim. It's money. And Floyd has always been about the most lucrative opportunities he can find out there. And there's no question that Canelo Alvarez, any opponent that's out there on the map in the boxing landscape, is the most lucrative guy. We're talking about a fight that will likely generate north of 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. I don't want to get too hyperbolic and call it a 2 million pay-per-view buy fight, but it will go north of 1.3, probably in the $1.5 million neighborhood, and that means a lot of money for Floyd Mayweather. Make no mistake, he didn't want this fight before. You're 100% right there. If he had wanted this fight for certain in September, he would have booked Canelo Alvarez on the undercard of his fight against Robert Guerrero.
Really? He would have booked it on the undercard. Now, what we have to understand here is what was actually going on back when Mayweather was fighting Guerrero. Canelo was supposed to be on the undercard. He was supposed to be there fighting Austin Trout. But what was going on is Mayweather did not want to sign a guarantee to fight Canelo Alvarez. He just didn't want to set that in stone where if Canelo wins, I'm going to fight him. But Canelo was supposed to be on the undercard. When Mayweather refused to sign that contract or that deal or whatever you want to call it, Canelo was like, fuck this, I'm doing my own card. And it showed really the strength of his fan base and popularity in Texas. But that's not to say Mayweather did not want Canelo on the undercard. In fact, Canelo was built up off of Floyd Mayweather undercard. So, Chris Mannix really talking out of his ass here.
And built up a fight like we know happens all the time. You put the undercard, or you put an opponent in the undercard that you're prepared to fight next. He didn't want to do that. Canelo wanted fighting on his own card on April 20th. And now, because the fight against Guerrero did not meet the expectations, regardless if it was over $1 million or not, it did not meet the financial expectations. Mayweather now moves on and makes the biggest fight possible for his pocketbook.
So, how do you assess the threat to Mayweather's coveted unbeaten record?
I honestly don't view it as a major threat, to be perfectly honest with you. If Floyd Mayweather is the same fighter he was against Robert Guerrero, the same elusive guy, Canelo Alvarez doesn't have much of a chance. Canelo is a promising prospect, but he's 22 years old. He's only had one really significant fight, and that's against Austin Trout. He looked very good against Austin Trout, no question about it. But he is not ready for this type of opportunity. The only chance he has in this fight is if he catches Mayweather with a big shot, like Shane Mosley did a couple of years ago, and he can follow up and put him down. But the Mayweather I saw fight Robert Guerrero is still far too elusive and far too experienced for Canelo Alvarez right now.
All right, you've already answered one of my questions when you said 1.3 to 1.5 million buys. You don't think it threatens the 2 million mark or the 2.4 million record for De La Hoya Mayweather. We know the effect on Floyd's career if he wins it because we've seen that. He just keeps escalating. What happens to the sport, Mayweather, and Canelo Alvarez if Canelo's able to pull off the upset.
Well, it would be incredible for the sport, I think, because you would have the birth of a new superstar in boxing. I mean, Canelo Alvarez, his promoters are trying to build him up to be the next Oscar De La Hoya. He has the charm. He has the personality. He clearly has substantial fan appeal amongst Mexicans, amongst people in Southern California, in Texas. If he can beat Floyd Mayweather, he will establish himself as a legitimate pound-for-pound candidate towards the top of that list. And if Mayweather loses, look, I've been saying for a long time that Mayweather's entire appeal is based on his perfect record. People watch to see Floyd Mayweather lose. When he loses, it's as simple as this. They might come back for a rematch to see what it looks like, but after that, the curiosity, the appeal, I think it will disappear. He will.
I gotta say, that's BS, man. Just to say that, Mayweather, for as much as he's done on boxing, has this gigantic fan base, just because of his record. Like, it's not how many times you fought, it's who you fought. He's beaten the best fighters out there time and time again, and shown superior boxing skills, superior ring intelligence against every single guy he's been in the ring with. And even if he ends up taking a loss, to say that, people will just turn off the television and not watch is ridiculous. So many, all the all-time greats in boxing, they've all had a loss now and then, and for Mayweather to have this historic undefeated run against, top-level welterweights is unheard of, and we're going to keep watching. It's plain and simple. As long as he's undefeated, we're going to keep watching. But even if he takes a loss, we're still going to keep watching. Let's be real here. And we might even appreciate him more if he does lose.
A much less popular fighter than he has been before.
Very gracious of you to come in. Thanks for being with us, Chris.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, stop hating Jim Lampley, man. It's his whole fucking fight. Every time he's got one of these fight games, he's got a segment just to hate on Floyd Mayweather, and he continues to do so. Let me know what you guys think. It is what it is. Peace out. Take care.